is it? No, we got here as soon as we heard. What is it you need to know?
I would love to know about making a zombie film. What do they let you get to talk about? What is the attraction?
I think a zombie by its nature is a really confusing proposition because they're neither dead nor alive. So they sort of short-circuit logic and sort of everything we're sort of used to. So I think that it's a good opportunity to kind of like play off that and find comedy and drama in there.
Mm-hmm. Comedy and drama.
Comedy and drama.
That was a really good answer.
It's a romantic comedy zombie drama. It's a rom-com zombie drama.
What was it that attracted you guys to doing a zombie movie?
My parents used to, when I was a kid, we watched Jeff Bainer films, and yeah, we just every time a Jeff Bainer film came out, my parents would take me and
remember that one about
the Gary Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Cooper.
But look how well
That was
he looks.
so long ago.
87 years old. By drinking swill, he's able to.
Oh, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
When I lost my virginity,
How
I
old were
was
you? And where?
47.
Where were you?
I was on a Delta flight. I was sitting next to Sigourney, Cher, and it was an accident.
When I heard it was Cher.
I lost my virginity to Cher, but here's the interesting thing, not on purpose.
Who's the most surprising person you've had sex with? That we'd all be like, oh my god, you're doing that?
All right, I'm going to tell you.
Judy Tenuta.
Where did that even come from? Is that true?
Former Secretary of State Dean Rusk. What attracted you to the film besides the chance to work with us?
The script attracted me to the film. The writing is brilliant and funny and tragic and smart.
No, it is true. The tone of this film is so original.
Yes.
And I wouldn't call it a zombie film, and I'm sure there are people that are insulted by that term. Because when I started reading it, I thought at first I thought it was a drama because it's a very serious subject going on, and then with every page something else was revealed, and and then it's like, oh, it's not a drama, it's a maybe it's a comedy, but it was touching and heartfelt and laugh out loud funny at the same time.
And it's really unlike any movie you've ever seen.
Do you want to give the premise? It's a fun premise.
Dane,
Yeah, Dane.
Yeah.
Well, I play this guy, Zach, and my girlfriend dies. That's Aubrey. And then she comes back to life, and we don't really know what's going on. I just try to piece together exactly what's going on, and it turns out that she's a zombie, and there's a bit of a zombie apocalypse coming up.
How do you prepare to play a zombie? What is the research?
Lobotomy?
You know, I actually didn't prepare on purpose. I wanted to just be really raw and in the moment. And I didn't watch any zombie films so that I wouldn't have any other zombie performances in my brain. And then I also used just like deep childhood trauma that I've been through.
Using that.
Can you do the zombie voice for us right now? Just please, for a little bit. Can you do it, Molly? Can you do your best zombie voice? Oh, okay.
But Cheryl's point is really right. It's really not a zombie movie, and it's the script was so funny. And then when you watch it, and what's really I think masterful, what Jeff did, besides writing a great script and then directing it, is that he had all these different flavors going. And at the end, it's actually the film resonates in a way that I so didn't expect. It is funny and it's suspenseful, and yes, there's zombie whatever, but it ends up being about something bigger and two people connecting and you know getting closure when you lose somebody. So it was surprisingly moving.
I felt really invested in their romance, in Zach and Beth's romance, and I cared about them. And my favorite scene was when Zach is able to tell Beth all the things he wished he would have told her when she was alive. I just found it myself like crying, and then I'd be laughing, and then I would get the chills. I just loved how it took you on that.
She also just recently played heroin. So
Yes.
So she loves everything right now.
Those are chills. The chills on the screen. So yeah, the sweatshirt could have been from that.
How do you mediate between these different? I mean, the best films from genre be sci-fi, period, right? They're not really about that. I mean, you were an alien, right? It's not about aliens so much. It's about so much more. It's just these things let you use the metaphor. Tell something.
Yeah, I think anytime you sort of employ the sort of cliche genre stuff, like you kind of check out and you're on cruise control, and I wanted people to be present the whole time and kind of keep you on your toes. So I think if you resort to going into the things that you're used to, you're not really enjoying the movie, you're just kind of getting through it.
Yeah. Well, how did you think about mediating between these different tones? Did you have a touchstone? Did you have someone to make sure that it's all still working together?
Yeah, Dane. I mean, Dane's obviously a dramatic actor. He has complete range. I mean, he could do anything, but up to now, he's only been doing, dramas for the most part. And everyone else in the movie is pretty much a comedic actor. And in order for that to work, in order for it to be, I guess, going through these tones and these different genres, you need to have it pretty grounded, and Dane did that. So he's the most important person in the movie.
It's a lot like it's a lot like this interview where I just sit here and I react to all these people being really funny.
But I find really interesting, and I think it'd be fun to see, that Dane had this terrific career based on dramatic roles, and it'd be funny if that all dries up now. Goes away.
That would be so funny.
That was so promising.
So cool.
Hit a wall.
You'll have a sitcom next year.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Dane.
That's gonna be funny.
Oh my god, it's the end of your career.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for this experience.
Because it was going well. You had a nice ride. You had a nice ride going.
You mentioned that you jump in during things. You guys at least have. You were creators of content.
What was your name?
Rock.
You were helpful.
I produced it independently, and is that particularly helpful?
We didn't stick exclusively to the script, but I think we cleared away a couple times. So when those parents happen, everyone here contributed.
Trying to make it feel
Especially where there was a scene where we were all talking on top of one another, like when I'm hiding Aubrey in the closet and Zach comes in. It's really, I think a lot of comedians like music and they come from musical backgrounds, and there's a certain rhythm to the cacophony, and then it reaches a pitch, and you feel the timing of that, I think.
Yeah, like that scene, when we first started rehearsing it, it felt like it was a disaster. And we ended up having, because the way, yeah. Yeah, at first we were just I guess because of the way it was written, a lot of people were talking on top of each other, so if the lines aren't said at the exact right time, it just totally loses it. So, yeah, there's a couple times where we had to almost orchestrate it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think everyone that had their comedic backgrounds and their dramatic backgrounds were able to sort of find something grounded and real and connect to that.
Was there a moment you were most concerned about capturing? And does it get complicated when you start dealing with makeup and effects and things?
Yeah, I mean every day that we had any one of those elements, like if we had a special effect, or if we had a visual effect, or if we had some crazy makeup effect, it would just add so much time on, and pretty much anything that can go wrong goes wrong.
Right.
Plus, every day someone probably has a meltdown, so you have to deal with that.
But you had a physically demanding thing. Was it?
Yes,
Were
physically
you ever Did you ever feel exhausted and this is too demanding?
Yeah,
It was very
that was
impressive what
hard.
you did in that movie.
That was hard, and I did hurt myself.
Oh, you actually did?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
tore
it was
my
bad.
abdominal wall,
Dan hurt himself too.
but I liked it.
I hurt myself.
Yeah. Kind of.
Okay, you hurt yourself.
We did a stunt with him, and he did his own stunts.
Oh, they had me in this vest, and they were I was on a wire, and there was this guy that was pulling me back into the sand, and we couldn't get it to look like we wanted to, so we were like, alright, we're just gonna do one where they yanked me really hard. And they yanked me as hard as they could, and I flew back, landed on my neck, and did a somersault.
I didn't have anything that dramatic, but I remember one time during lunch, I was going to get a grilled cheese, and it was it wasn't so hot, but it was more hot than I like it.
Yeah. And the cheese hides in there. And
I don't like that, I'll tell you right now.
It's
Ooh, well, I ain't going through that shit anymore.
Paul did all his own stunts as well.
Yeah, no, I ate it, but...
Right. Well, there's listen, the motley crew behind Life After Beth. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Good luck this week.
Thank you.